polka with a big toe is going to see how far you can take it off your hat. All the plants will die. You can't leave. So we told his girlfriend at the beginning of the movie, you can't leave. All the plants will die.
Oh, wait, which movie is this?
Stripes.
Oh, yeah. Bill Murray, he played the... Yeah.
Look how nice Scott is. He's going to bring me...
Headphones and everything, too, if you want to record.
All right, give it a shot.
Hillbilly 1. This is Hillbilly 1. To Token Laugh. Do you come in, Token Laugh? Do you read?
I read you. I see.
Come again, Token Laugh.
All right. Let's see. There we go.
This one needs some Viagra.
Do you hear me here?
Yes.
All right. Oh my God, Thad! These headphones, they fit right on my ears.
You have a beautiful skull there, sir.
It's a nice skull. Kingdom of Crystal skulls.
You ain't got much of a forehead there, sir, but you're never good in the mouth. Take a hat.
I was annoying Chris the other day.
Yeah.
He was on his computer, and I was bored, so I decided to annoy him. So I kept going, honey, 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 honey.
I bet he loved that.
And he could not. He was like, do something productive, Che. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is that chilled to the right temperature? Yeah, that'll pass.
It doesn't feel like 50 degrees.
Yeah, usually warm water is probably better, huh?
No, it's perfect, man. I was telling Che, look how hospitable. What a host. But the most likes jam on toast.
Yeah, but usually hospitable people only take insurance.
This is true.
Hospitable.
Some of them are pro bono.
That's it.
You know what we learned
That's a lawyer.
on the porn set? And we're shooting films, and we learned about home bonus insurance.
So the old guy in the group goes right to the porn conversation.
Yeah.
You see that?
There's a lot of
creepy
camaraderie
man
on that set.
Just don't bring that up when you're teaching elementary. Back when I was on the porn set.
Yep. You can find him at Only Thad's.
Or the Ron White's joke. He was at a porn convention, and he said, "There's a stall that sold different dildos from Johnson & Johnson and Johnson."
Nice. Scott used to sell those black market clinical grade. What you said was a while back.
Butt plugs? The jelly rippled ones?
Yeah, they're
The
clinical.
ones that were designed by 3D jelly printers?
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Blood plug.
Your chair is actually fitted with one.
We actually make them with those raspberries that you're putting in your mouth.
That's why I'm questioning everything I learned.
It's a lubricant.
Yeah.
Stanley Lubrick. Great porn director.
Know how you remember that?
Stanley Lubrick.
He's got a pornographic memory.
That's very funny. I've never heard that. That was very well played. That's his vibe too.
Okay. All right.
He's a looby little prick.
So many of the things that we say on podcasts I have to cut out because I can't let them.
So we have for this episode of the Adjust Mic podcast, it's going to be number 2. T, I'll let you take over the screen here in a minute, but just to kind of throw us up here for real quick.
Cool.
Have you seen Wicked?
No, I haven't.
Been hearing a lot about it.
I've been not too crazy about it, but
Oh, no?
brother's in-laws. You gotta see Wicked. You gotta
just
see
happened?
Wicked.
Did you see it?
Me? No.
Is it a musical?
It's based on the musicals, like basically what if the Wicked Witch was not wicked?
I can't honestly tell you that I can watch a musical.
To me, I'm very picky about it. It has to be a good story first and foremost.
Agreed. There we go.
I'm looking for that group feed deal.
I saw
It was in the text message, the group. But just to kind of throw it up there tonight, I was just going to throw...
That's it.
T, you had a few topics, Central Florida weather, fireman check-in we can start with, kind of have a little start off to the show. And then from there, we'll throw in and introduce Che.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll introduce him, but like really get into the talks about everything with you after we kind of get into this And then
Art of
we'll go to your Europe, the art of friend ghosting. I really liked that. I thought that was kind of a cool topic, and we can kind of go there with all of us. And then the filler words, good ones and bad ones.
Perfect.
We'll throw that up there, and we'll finish off with some culinaries or just whatever we get into. We'll just go about an hour, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right.
So I get about an hour in. I want to talk about your podcast a lot too. So that'll be part of where we start really kind of getting into you.
Alrighty.
Also,
these raspberries are great. You want some more? Be his guest.
I mean, the fiber from those little seeds in there. Yeah, you're going to be pooping nice, firm.
Soon.
Blackberry, dark colored purple.
Really soon.
Some people say they don't get enough fiber in their diets. Tough shit.
Early this evening, the weather buoy 20 miles offshore Cape Canaveral was reporting long period swells of 10 feet, while the buoy 120 miles east of New Smyrna Beach was reporting swells nearing 20 feet.
Wow.
Breaking surf at the beaches will be in the 4 to 6 foot range this evening with occasional higher sets. Rip currents will remain strong and numerous. Refrain from entering the ocean if you're not an experienced surfer.
Throw a little vibe in there. Che's cabin on a Europe beach.
It's kind of prompting.
Podcasting happily. Look at me. Eating fungi so I can see.
I haven't heard this in a while.
Yeah. A couple times a month. Plus on the playlist.
Put it on the playlist.
Oh yeah, we got this little Central Florida playlist that throwing all the songs onto from around here. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Adjust the Mic podcast, episode 218.
218.
We have 219 downloads, so it's looking good for us, guys.
Cool.
I've been doing this for a while, 4 or 5 years now. Wow. With us tonight, we have Mr. Thaddeus Maximus, along with special guest, celebrity guest, a world traveler, movie connoisseur,
multilingual,
wine enthusiast. Can we go there? Can we go there? I just made that up.
When it comes to whining about things, yeah.
Okay, whining enthusiast.
Yeah.
Mr. Che.
Good to be back, Scott.
Yay!
I don't need their pity.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm glad to be back with you guys.
Yeah, man. We're gonna dig into some stuff with you tonight, and I look forward to it, man. Because this is gonna be your third time?
On
third or fourth?
I'll say
fourth
or fifth.
This will be okay. So probably you and Frank are starting to battle for most celebrity guest over here, I guess. Pretty cool.
Oh, he's been on as much as I have?
I think so. Yeah, probably. I think he's been on here 6 or 7 times.
I haven't seen.
I mean, you could aspire to that one day. I mean, it's a lofty goal, but one that's attainable.
Yeah, the best goals are those that are attainable.
So Thad, man, what's happening with you, man? Busy week?
Yeah, busy week. And I want to ask you, we got a spot of rain 2 nights ago. Did you get a piece of that?
I had a little spot. It was in the early morning.
Yeah, like you probably got, 10 minutes?
I think my dad texted, like it was like a 1/4 inch or something.
We got a little bit more, a little bit longer out west. And Dre got a lot way over by
very nice.
That one lake. What is it?
Much needed. Jessup?
Starts with the A.
Lickasnatchee?
I'm going to pretend that's the one.
Alisnat? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lickasnatchee it is. Everybody knows where that's at.
By Orlando, they got their first
first real like downpour, getting that steam in the ground. Now we got lots of clouds and
much needed.
It was great.
Because without water, everything just turned into death. And the air's real dry and it's windy too, so it's just really just drying everything up immediately. If I don't water everything out back, if I'm not on it, it's bad.
That's the thing about summers here in Florida is that it's 50-50 when it comes. You can either have a long drought during the summer, or you can get your share of thunderstorms during the summer.
Yeah.
The last time I was here during the summer, we had almost every day was raining, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
The day followed with just unbearable humidity afterwards, but it's better. I'd rather take the humidity after the thunderstorm than the constant heat and drought.
Oh yeah. You
red of fire.
You have a nice little driveway change situation I'm starting to notice.
Yeah, we're
and I'm really liking that. And it's almost going to make us I feel like if we have any pride in us,
all right,
we're going to top those MFers over there next door, those neighbors in their driveway.
One up them.
We're going to one up them. Cool. We're going to do something different.
Right now we're one downing them.
You just wait, sirs. But could y'all clear our side off too over there real quick so we can plant our cool stuff?
Yeah, Crane's got the swath going for
mangoes, right?
Yeah, it's coming along. They're doing a great job on the spread because they're planning to grow stuff on that cleared land.
Yeah, well, if you really think about it, I mean, you tell me, like, you talk to Crane enough, to your brother enough, and you know the things, the good fruits and the right things to grow in Florida, and with citrus kind of having a downtick, and even there's a large citrus growing company who has completely changed this year, and they're not. They're selling they're just changing over to a real estate company. They're like flexing away from the citrus business altogether because it's getting really bad.
It is.
And there's really, we're not seeing, at least I'm not seeing like another type of citrus, like just like with bananas, you kind of see they're trying to keep that genetic variety, fresh. So to keep the certain types of sweet bananas, in the marketplace. And they're dealing with all kinds of diseases as well. And cannabis is in California. There's all kinds of things that are being grown in the masses with these, issues of, which always tells me that a diverse farm that has like a lot of different things in different areas, you would probably defeat a lot of that, hardcore, these viruses and diseases that come with growing too many things in too dense of an area and then throwing certain fertilizers and certain things at it all the time.
I think Crane told me about an old somewhere in like Vietnam where they had what you said, they had all kind of, little swamp next to a knoll and all kind of varied crops, and they didn't get ate up with the citrus greening.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if anybody's really going to escape the whole deal.
Yeah.
Dre said it's nosediving.
So within saying that, we know in California, avocados, they're going to, I have recently heard that they are going to have one of their record crops, because they're trying to diversify and not bring so much in from Mexico. And avocados are selling at such a scale for their health benefits, for many reasons, that California's went heavy in on that. And they've gone in heavy with their different varieties of oranges, with their those little cuties and the small little sweet, easy to peel, varieties that they're growing out there, and these, just huge distribution centers out there that they're loading trucks with. It's insane. So, I mean, Florida, we have the climate, we have the, we have the conditions to grow, a very quality crop of produce down here. How do we do it without decimating it? Is it a bunch of small farms doing permaculture and doing chop and drop and having diverse little situations, and then a collective market come together and sell these goods to each town. You know, like something's got to happen. There's got to be some kind of collective that's more than like the farmers market on steroids, kind of. You know, like you need something when it comes to like a fruit, like a tree to grow here, like the mangoes, I guess is what I'm trying to set up to talk about. Is the mango seems to grow really well here.
They don't mind being flooded once in a while.
Like Mr. Perry, you know, he had a lot of citrus and grapefruit. Every year we had these big parties where, you know, make these, what's Arnold Palmer, I think they're called, with grapefruit and salt, you know, and they'd have these big old cookouts and stuff and, you know, squeeze oranges, you know, as a group and make, you know, drinks out of it and everything and have a party. And, you know, over the years, he's been battling all these different citrus trees, trying to put a new lemon in or a new lime in or some type of orange. And it just doesn't work.
It's that citrus greening.
Yeah. And it just decimated. And so, but now he's got mangoes and they're huge. Like these trees just in a few years have just like really grown in a healthy way.
Lychees, does he got some of them?
And then the sour soaps, right? Those are like a good
Soursop.
Soursop, is that what it is?
I think so.
Is a good, it seems like, I know Andre was talking about that being a really good fruit that he grows.
We should get him on the thing.
Yeah.
We should get him a knife mic.
Definitely. But seems like the mangoes, though, are like, you know, the mango I have out back's probably doing better than anything else I have back there.
Yeah, I mean, I see them and I love them and I know that they're a great summer fruit, but I don't got the deep knowledge on, you know, the up and down of it.
Starfruit's a really good, you know, tree that you have over there and seems to grow really powerful here, and they have a good bang for their buck in nutrition and everything.
Mom's has one trellis and it looks like you can walk under it and just gather the fruit. It doesn't get taller. It just goes out like a giant umbrella. It's cool. You know how like in a lot of these little health, you know, a lot of these nutrients, you know, through, you know, like Joe Rogan's podcast with his On It, they kind of bring to light like mushroom extracts and different variations of nootropics and combinations, you know, that give people that little extra or that vitamin or that whatever that supplement is, right? One of them is moringa, right? Like the moringa tree. Yeah.
And it has like the best bang for your buck, they say, in you know, all around nutrients. They hit just, you know, everything. And you can do them in shakes. You could dry it as a powder. There's a lot of different ways to use it in drought-ridden areas. The moringa tree is like a staple to each house because it provides, you know, for even a poor household, you can survive pets off of that.
You can mix it in the meal for animals.
Totally. Well, but having in here in Florida, in our climate, just 10 or 15 moringa trees in an area.
I'm just getting to know them in the last few years, and I found out that if you plant one and maybe you have a harsh year, it's tough. I thought, maybe it's a stump and it's done. But I found out that the ones that I grew before they got a big bushy head up on the top, they grew like an emergency bulb under the soil. Mm-hmm. So they get that going before they get the shoots.
That one I got out back, that very first year, it only stayed maybe a foot and a half high, and it was trying to throw a bunch of shoots out, and it was pretty. But like as soon as it got cold, that died off, and it would look like it was dead. And then the next year, like, oh. Like I got one behind my fence out back, and it's, I planted it last year, and it got up to about 6 feet tall, but it was like a real thin bean pole, and then just kind of bent over and kind of turned up to get some light right for the head of it. And I think this year, you know, after that rain starts kicking in and giving it that health, it's going to fatten up and it's going to find its direction. And I'll have two back there, and I'm kind of just wanting to see how they go and everything. But I got at Dave's place, you know, he's got the dragon fruit growing right
big time, and
there's these raspberries, you know. I feel like there's like certain there's like certain blueberries that do really good down here as well. And you see all these little farms, they set up those little blueberry, you pick them.
Yeah.
And families come in by the droves.
Which is amazing. It's a much more fun experience than going to the supermarket.
Right.
You know, when I drive past, all you had to do is bring a basket and be ready to pay by, first you have to pay a fee, then you pay by the pound or the ounce, or however they have it set up. But it's great. You literally pick out your own berries.
How many did you eat while you're picking the berries?
Me? Sneak in a couple.
I got that on record.
I think me and Brinko,
Marker.
we went out to the woods in the spring, or I think, and we found it had burned a couple of years before, and all the blueberry natural wild ones they're all burned back, but they're perfect, like waist high.
Oh yeah.
We ate a lot.
That's that burn back's so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Beware of the saw palmetto coming out of a burn with its new green, the first leaves that come out of it, because if it's head high and it goes in your ear hole, you get what T got. It'll go through your eardrum.
Ew.
Yeah. They make a little blood spot on your tympanic membrane. Remember, Pops Neil was in there looking like, yep, you poked right through it. You can't surf. You can't get it wet twice. But that's when you get got.
Dang, man.
It's after the burn, they grow out, and instead of hitting your head and bending and flexing, it's the new stiff ones, and man,
Gotcha.
It will spin you out.
Well, you've taught me a lot. You know, you got to be careful in the woods when you're cutting stuff down here. There's a lot of ways for your eyes and areas to get really damaged.
Yeah.
Especially when you're cutting things back, you're like, cut it back at this height. If you cut it back to this height, it's a lot higher chance that you're not going to see it.
You can trip on the stumps.
Yeah.
Or the bulrush, like pin grass out behind our place, that we got cut. This is, me and you did a podcast of all the different bunch of ways to hurt yourself, and one of them, super weird. But if that stuff, all those, it's like pencil thin, like grass out back, but it's stiff. Mm-hmm. It's not like the Johnson grass. That stuff will go, if you got like holes in your shorts or the old snake legging chaps, they'll go up in places you don't want them to go. That's all I'm saying.
Big time.
Notice that when November, we had to cut down the Bismarck palm. The Chris found out that it was dying in September, October, but we finally, it was the beetle. So it got into the palm tree and started dying from the inside.
Dang.
And but we finally caught it down. First, Amerigo, my brother, he cut the head off, and then we started cutting down the trunk. So all we have left now is a stump on the sum deck. But Chris opened up the
trunk.
The trunk, sorry, yeah. He opened it up. All these insects inside of it. Just
My daughter just got home, so the dogs are giving her the business now.
Hey, but what did you see in there? Beetles?
Yeah, beetles. And Chris like, yep. This is the reason why it's dying. This is these are the guys responsible for it. And
it's those big fat blue palms and grow crazy. Lost one of the same beetle. There's a bunch down there by old Imperial Towers. The big blue Bismarcks.
Okay.
Lots of palms are getting
falling. So palms in Florida are now falling prey to
the beetle and a fungus.
And we got larger lizards populating further and further north.
But and that's the thing. It's when we talk about the citrus plants or any plants falling prey to diseases. When we talk about the environment in which the plants are growing, why they're dying, you have to consider not just weather or climate, also the factors of its own environment. What microorganisms can affect the plant? What new microorganisms have made their way there? Not to mention invasive species plants that make their way to Florida as well.
Yeah,
it's something. There are several factors to look into, because there was one time here that there was we once had a factory here that distributed fruit. It's been shut down.
Oranges, yeah.
Nevins. Yeah.
And as it's been shut down for I don't know how many decades.
It's such a cool building too, man. Like I remember when it was even done up a little better back in the 80s and stuff, when I'd be down here visiting, or I think early 90s it was already closed down, wasn't it?
I think.
Didn't they want to fill it up with herb?
Well, I know it got bought by the people that own the Irish pub. The mother, I think, the woman that owns that, and with the purpose of one day, like they were trying to turn it into like a farmer's market, and they were having like, wanting to do weddings there and have like an event center pretty much, but then, have that center so they could apply for, possibly apply for a license. Like it wasn't like in the books from what I understood when I talked to them, it was more just like the idea of it. But I think over the years, and I don't want to say things that aren't true and that I don't know for a fact, but I know Stephen and Donovan, who are the son and Stephen's husband, or Donovan's husband, Stephen, they would work at the Irish pub, and then they would go and paint and work on that Nevins like every, and all their spare time was spent there. What I hear is there were some violations of some codes and stuff, and then they got fined, and I think it probably put them in over their head on, doing anything more. I don't know. Maybe they are. But when you drive by, there's boats out there, it looks like there's like campers outside, and maybe people still live on property, or I don't know what they're doing with it now.
Little like used to be an art studio in the back. It's on that nice hill, right, man?
It's right over there by, right on US 1 going out into Mims, right across from the railroad tracks. Industrial Steel's like right kind of down from them a little ways.
Where we're supposed to have a barbecue restaurant but can't keep one.
No.
Yeah. I don't know how many barbecue restaurants.
Is there another one there now and it's closing?
I think, yeah.
Docks is closing.
Already?
Hoffman told me.
Yeah, it's closed. Every time I pass by.
They just can't keep anybody anymore. And they just lost the trust of everybody after a while.
Is that...
I think it's just a building now. Like if you go look at the one that's across from Titusville High School, that BB Rads. Yeah. They just opened that barbecue place up, and it's got brisket, and it tastes great. Don't get me wrong. It's wonderful, but it's pretty expensive.
It is.
And the way you got to park to get in there is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
To get parking there, you have to jump through hoops. You have to turn and hope that there's a turn in. And they've done a lot of work, to give them credit. They've done a lot of work trying to make it all better over there. And it is better. But the people that have already had a problem parking there, immediately in their brain don't want to park there.
Because of the...
And so what happens in Titusville? Restaurants open up and they have a full staff of enough people to get things done, and all the kinks are getting worked out, and then it goes to a bare knuckle staff, and it just doesn't seem like the places fill up anymore around here. Like Burger Rob's has a following, man. They know how to do it. Like down they're so good. I saw you there. Me and the kids were there just last week, and you go in there and you they give you the exact same burger that tastes exactly the same every time.
That's good.
And it's so good. It's better than good.
They're so...
I mean, it's...
Didn't you just ham it up there?
Yeah, I went there last week. And I remember Burger Rob's used to be before...
they were a food truck.
Yeah, they were a food truck, but the first venue was like after the food truck. It's now there's an awesome Mexican restaurant called El Heredero, but it used to be on this very, very narrow plaza.
Right in front of La Cita, right on the other side of Searstown Mall. Yeah, on Hopkins and it's a Harrison and whatever that La Cita Road is.
Yeah, that. And I don't know who designed that parking lot, but it's so ridiculous.
Well, it used to be patios, and it was like a golfing place where people that golfed would drink beer after their golf, and it was like a staple around here. I mean, they've served, Irish, food for, forever. And when they closed down, it was kind of like a thing. Like it was a big, like it was kind of like a staple, like Clover's Cobbler shutting down kind of thing. And it was fitting, but the traffic wasn't near what it is now. And that whole area is terrible to park in.
Yeah.
I just was there today or yesterday picking up my son's bike at the 10-speed drive. And to park a truck in there, you're halfway into the middle of the road.
Yeah, it's dangerous just to pull out without.
Yeah,
I park sideways. Like there's like a space right next to the sidewalk. I just park parallel to the sidewalk on. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the only safe way to park there because
you'll get clipped.
You're.
But even when you're parking in the road, you're risking stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Well, that's what.
Then you're trusting other drivers.
I would just park in the Sears Town Plaza and walk my way because the restaurant over there right now that's currently there is good, and even when Burger Rob's was there, it was worth walking over.
Well, and I'll tell you what, for Burger Rob's, and I have not been to the new place, but when Burger Rob's was there, we did a podcast there once. We sat there and did a podcast, and I got to watch that line for 3 or 4 hours. And that line did not, it was like a Saturday morning. That line did not stop.
Yeah.
When they opened that line, the whole time we were there, it did not stop. And the parking lot was a nightmare. Like you watching people do that whole, like it was a song and it was a dance, man. Like people trying to get out a spot and someone trying to get that spot, whether it was a big car, like a long car or a short car. If you're a short car, you're fine. If you're a long car, you're having a problem. And they just would sit out there and watch people have these problems because it was like daily, but they kept a crowd, just like patios really kept a crowd. I don't know about the new place if they have that same kind of following. I haven't been over that way too much to know, but that's going to be their challenge, in that spot.
It is, and it's. I mean, I wouldn't say the attendance is definitely not as high as Burger Rob's. I've been there several times. It's a great place to eat. I recommend going there. There's on the line there. The moment you walk in, there's just tables, and you're welcome to pick out a seat. But I remember when, likewise, when Burger Rob's was there, the line was just the moment you open the door, there's already somebody standing. But I love their policy that even in the new location where it's more spacious, I love the policy that do not take a seat until, you've made your order. Yep. Which is great. Some people it's like, save a spot for me while I'm in line. They don't do that. Which is just, I appreciate that fact because you know that you have a chance to get a seat. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, to their credit, it's an amazing place to eat. I love Burger Rob's.
And there's always a line. It's like, so they keep a crowd. And it's like, in Titusville, it shouldn't be too hard to keep a crowd, but you have to be consistent. I've seen, how many barbecue places? There was a barbecue place that me and Jared and Smoke Show Barbecue or something like that. And it was a husband and a wife, and they were in a Merritt Island on a food truck, and we went there, and their brisket was their sides weren't that great, but the brisket was amazing. And they opened up a place over, on that Harrison where they were there for a little while, where the Bagel World
I remember
is. And me, Jared, we would go up there, and we would even we had a customer out in Howie in the Hills that would come over this way, and we would go and sit and have lunch there and loved it when the owner and his wife were working there. But when they hired help and weren't there, they could not cook the same quality as the owner. And whatever happened, it just changed the whole dynamic of that place, and it just emptied. And it tells you how important service is. Yeah. And if you want to open a restaurant, you better be a service person and like service, because if you don't like it, you're gonna fail.
And make sure that your staff is trained to your expectations.
And they better like service, and you're gonna have to overpay them, because if you pay them the minimum wage, you're gonna get the minimum wage. And that's not even, I mean, that sucks, but I mean, at the same time, it's facts.
I mean, and you see that quality in Lloyd Have Mercies. I love
that place. I love that place.
And they treat you with respect there, and they know how to serve either. I mean, needless to say, the food's great there.
And even before they were on the show, where they did the big, overhaul change, and simplified their menu, because their old menu was like multiple pages, but it was all really good. But then they would be out of a lot too. Oh, we don't have this week, which I think is good. I don't have a problem with that. I think restaurants should, if you don't have something, cool, like mix it up. Like it doesn't have to be the same. We don't have to be a TGI Fridays or a Applebee's where, you better have my freaking steak tips. You know what I'm saying? Like it should be whatever you have for a good restaurant. But the service, and that's what I was going to say about Lloyd Have Mercies, is when they were in the Searstown Mall.
Oh, they used to be in the Searstown Mall?
They were in the Searstown Mall right when you would walk in to go to the Bell's outlet, right to the left. Huh. And that's where they were for years.
No way. This whole thing.
And we would go up there, and I mean, dude, we would eat for $20, $25, like three of us. and they would give you a whole thing of like oxtail or chicken or cat, dude, their carrot souffle might be the best side item that is served in Brevard County that I know of.
Never had that.
Like, it's carrot souffle. It tastes like sweet potato casserole in a bowl, and it's like this carrot. It's like this carrot, dude. It's amazing. It's like a bread pudding-ish type of thing, but carrots.
I'm a fan of their fried green tomatoes and
their fried green tomatoes are my second favorite there.
They're so good, and I always order those every time I go there.
Oh yeah, every time. Those are the only two sides I'll get there.
But
and I love all the others too, but those are just way too good. But their service is where it's at. I'm sorry, I'll cut you off. But to finish that off, their service, when you go in there and sit down, like they were like sitting there talking to you, goofing, joking with you. You know what I mean? Like it's such a where you want to go back. Like you're just, I can't wait to go back and see see what's going on. It's a social place in a very cool way.
It's social, and it's not a franchise. They're a great franchise restaurants, but I love when I see someplace new. I was like, I've never been there. I want to try it out. Whether it's the Indian Sizzler,
dude,
Soda Mercy, or the what's that place?
Indian Sizzlers are our favorite right now.
I love Indian Sizzler.
You can't go wrong.
It's so great.
I've sent 2 other people there here recently, and they both have come back. One at work, and I think T, you went there, right?
Satisfied.
And we're just like, wow. My buddy Stan went there, and he's like, wow.
I love. I once picked out. I had one main course that's lamb, and one that's. Sorry.
No, I'll make it easier for you. Just move it to where you want it to be.
My Nexus is ADHD. It keeps
moving
around.
No, it's okay.
I picked out. I had 2 dishes. I had a lamb dish and I had a goat dish. They're so. I mean, I never tasted something.
I need to try some different things. I've obviously done the butter chicken, but their tandoori mixed grill, it's $29.99, and it'll serve 4 people very easily at a table. And it has like 3 or 4 different types of chicken breast, and seasoned differently. You have like a verde, like a green chicken, just a regular white grilled chicken, and you have this red, the tandoori or whatever that is, chicken, and then they have some some wings, then they have some lamb. I mean, it's insane all the different meats that they have on this platter, along with all the rice and butter chicken, salt, that sauce, whatever it is. And then all the non-bread you could eat, man.
Then the way how they.
Oh man.
Well, there's another place near. It's across the street from Brewster's, near the Advanced Auto Parts on Cheney.
Third Culture.
There you go, Third Culture.
Yep, they're really good too.
That's another place because of their unique menu.
Yep.
And just like you said, it's great when they tell you that they're out of something, because especially when you're torn between 2 choices, like, well, I guess I gotta have to get the other one and not regret not getting the previous.
Totally.
One. It fascinates me when they.
Thank you, sir.
When they limit your options because something is out, because that gives you more. What's the word? More opportunity to try something else on the menu, especially when you frequent there.
No doubt, man. Well, let's take a break, and then we'll come back and start talking about you now, because I think we just went down a whole rabbit hole.
I had a blast.
And we'll get into your podcast. What's it called?
The Social Contrast.
The Social Contrast. Do you have a website?
No, we don't have a website yet. We're just part of the channel on YouTube.
Heck yeah. So we got you on a YouTube channel. If you need help getting on all the other platforms, let me know, and I can help you with that.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk about it on the way back. What are we going to listen to?
I love that Indian sizzler.
I know. It's so good. If I were a millionaire, I'd eat there every day.
Man, yeah. Sister, I said, what have you put in your head? And she spoke, smoke, she said,
sawing with a blade of grass, I fast consumed myself with thoughts of her. And where we were was under flocks of little birds. The painted dragon in the sky was telling, take to me the night. And it was 2, and I heard someone say, everyone is curving, everyone is curving. Job like throwing up the chickies, blowing smoke, ring sees things, chooses me. I go this way, I go that, anarchy coming. Exaggerate, generate, no fear, shield or cutting these eyes, fatalistic version. And by the curse of the land, the words you say again are like a piece of fence that is slapping in the wind. And why you say it? Your nose disappears. The water isn't clear. The reason isn't clear. So fly you out, contain it, rash, you go fire, backing up, take it up high. I curve you and I make it so good I break it down and we kill it again. Ready, double chicky, lock. Bring dancing, dusting, one more. Them up is a scene. Bono rage about to be in hungry lead. Elemental world. Exaggerate, generate, no fear, shield or cutting bees. That's fatalistic version. By the buds in your hand, the words you say again are like a piece of fence that's slapping in the wind. And why you say it? Your nose disappears. The water isn't clear. The water isn't reason. So fly you out, contain it, rash, you go fire, match it up, take it up high. I curve you and I make it so good I break it down and we take it again.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, hello.
Who is this?
Yeah, I want to know who this is right now.
You'll like this one.
We know this.
Who the hell are you?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night?
I think you got the wrong number, buddy.
Don't make excuses, boy.
Buddy.
You tell me who you are.
Let me tell you something.
Don't deny it, boy.
I'm a 70-year-old man.
You better tell me
I
the
don't
truth
call
right now.
women in the middle of the night.
Don't even know what I'm talking
And if
about.
you
I am
fuck
so
with
angry
me,
right now.
I
You
will
are getting
kill
me
you.
frustrated.
Come get me, boy. Come get me,
Stop
fuck boy.
yapping and listen.
That's spicy.
How long
And
this
I
been
will
going
kill
on between
you. I'm
and
a
us?
fucking Marine.
Really?
And I'm a fucking 5th degree black belt, and I will kill you. Who
You
the
be knowing
fuck
what's
are
going
you,
on,
you
no
fucking
doubt.
little piece of shit fucking scumbag call me like this shit? I'll fucking kill you, motherfucker. You ain't
The
never
neck
met
veins.
nothing.
Hey, we got to sample that, huh?
That was great, wasn't it?
Or resample that.
And we are back from break. Thank you, Johnny, for that beautiful gem. God, my dad, we called him. We called like 4 or 5 people, and he goes, call Johnny.
Wow.
And you can, when the prank's happening, you can hear it. It's this prank dial app is what it's called. And So you're hearing it on the other end, like, going down, and they can't hear us laughing or anything. So we're just hearing this little computer generate. All it does is pick up a voice, and it responds the same thing every call. It doesn't change what it says, but it has to have, a voice coming back to it, and it'll wait until you talk and let you talk, and then it'll respond. And the people that fall for it, it's the best thing in the world hearing somebody have a fake conversation with a fake, voice. And the girlfriend in the middle of the night, and you stole my Wi-Fi. Those two get the best results. People are like, because like having someone log into your Wi-Fi, it's this whole thing, right? And you're stealing your Wi-Fi and hacking, and you get an older person in a Wi-Fi conspiracy. Oh, dude, it gets spicy, man. What are you talking about? I'm not on your Wi-Fi, man. Like, it just gets crazy. You're a Wi-Fi thief. You're a no good. And you're like, it's like, wait a minute, man. I'm a good person. I'm not a Wi-Fi stealer.
The fact that we combine old-fashioned terms like you something thief to technological terms, you Wi-Fi thief, you CenturyLink bamboozler.
Yeah. You crypto smuggler.
You AT&T carpetbagger.
All right, so let's guess we're talking about Che's podcast now.
The social contrast.
Yeah.
But like I said, we don't have a website or anything for it. It's just on my channel. I started my channel a couple of years ago. Summer 2022.
Yep.
I just have been originally posting videos with music in the background. That's how it all started. And 2 years later, I was chatting with T, and then he introduced me to your podcast, and then I started enjoying the whole thing about the podcast. I'm like,
it's great
to talk about the things that I know about the things that I've been reading. So, in a way, like being part of your podcast helped me give me the frame of reference on how to starting my own the social contrast. Like I said, we don't have a website. It's just all on my YouTube channel, ModernSophist at ModernSophist.
I'll get that too from you before you leave, so we can put it into the show notes.
And on my channel, we're starting to have different series. Right now, we have three different. We have social contrast, letters to the listeners, and what I call random videos. Random videos are just the usual nature animal shots that I would post on YouTube, whether it's a video of going through a trail or any of the sites that I see around the world, or even botanical videos about trees or plants. Usually random shots of buildings, art, nature, food. You don't. The whole point is you don't know what's the next thing coming.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be some sort of music playing in the background, and I like to switch from classic to jazz to popular. You
know what you got to do? You got to get Thad to record some of his piano. Get a couple hours of that piano in, and then just have that way low in the background, and have T's marketing or his musicality behind it.
In future episodes, we're going to be having that because there's going to be other types of series that we're putting in.
I love it, man.
One type of series that we're going to be doing is, practically we're going to be creating. What's the way? I can pull it up on this, please. Sorry. Will you pull it up? Oh, on the. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I'm just putting in the website.
We've done a few things. We did the John Cleese thing. We did the Four Agreements. We did the Battle at the Bridge.
Oh, that was the what's it called? The Battle Milvian Bridge. That's more like our demo episode.
Okay.
Or like basically our first time providing narration, and and that's one of the episodes that I'm planning to do is just providing short historical narratives on moments in history and moments in literature as well.
Heck yeah.
For some reason, I think I know what's missing.
Well, in your well spoken on it, you have a vast knowledge.
And you just got the hot flow going with the AI art.
Yes,
That was quick.
My most recent video, Triptych, is basically a video with 3 different poems being narrated with music in the background and showing nature shots and meta AI images that complement the imagery of the poem that's being narrated.
Oh, okay.
It's been done several times before. And
That's awesome, though.
yeah, it's fun because the first time I used meta AI in my videos, it's much easier than looking for certain images that go along with the images of the poems.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I did look deeper on. Let's see.
I'm trying to log into my little app here because I kind of wanted to show you a podcast platform. If I can get logged in here, I'll show you. It's called Blueberry.
Blueberry.
And it's on my website. You see this little
I see it.
stats hosting PowerPress? They have an option that's even as low as like $20 a month. And there's a bunch of these different hosting services. And some of them are as little as, $8-9 a month. They're throwing, even on some of my podcasts now, little commercials at the beginning before the thing starts, So if I ever got to a certain level of downloads one day, that ad revenue could kick in, into some of these things. Like some of them are built in, and if they see your numbers spiking and you're in a certain genre, then they have, companies that they spend money with them advertising that they can disperse through shows to, have commercials on their shows. It's kind of, just like a TV channel.
So they basically
having commercials. If you're a podcast, like that's how Joe Rogan and a lot of these guys that are heavy hitter podcasts, they either have friends that own companies that pay them a little bit of money at first, and then when the show's so hot that the sales go through the roof, they get a percentage of that company, or they get a percentage of the revenue. There's all kinds of negotiables, but if you're getting to a certain amount of clicks, it'll throw commercials into your show for you. You can even create your own commercials on top of that, through friends that listen to your podcast that have businesses, and you can get creative with it, or you can just keep it super long format and have it to where maybe some of your followers donate to the podcast because they like what you're doing. You're like, hey, like History on Fire, and some of these podcasts, they'll have these real deep discussions that go into like, 5 or 6 episodes and maybe 12 to 15 hours of content on one Indian tribe or one battle. Like they go so deep, he like takes all the information that he can find and condenses it down, into whatever. And they turn it into these episodes, and they make a lot of money doing it, man. And for me, this is fun. And I think that's what it's going to be for you. It's going to be like this fun thing for a while, and you're going to like be doing things one way. And how many episodes are you in now?
I'm posting episode 5 this month.
Hell yeah. And that's so awesome. And we'll share it on all of our stuff. I'm not on too many of the social medias, but we'll make sure we share that, and it's in the description of this and everything. But when you get to like 25 episodes, it'll be a fun reflection for you to look back at episode 5 and go, wow, now I'm doing it this way, or you might, completely change, a big part of your show based on one suggestion or one thing that's like, I don't like editing this way. Like to me, the show advanced through my understanding and knowledge of editing. The better I got at it and the more I understood the softwares and the tools that I was using, the more creative I could get because my brain would shut down on making the mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes along with the learning experience.
It's the curve. Yep.
All my videos, I make them all on my phone, and I'm using InShot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a friend of mine recommended me that I use InShot because she told me all the ways I can edit and add titles and all that.
Awesome.
And
phone technology nowadays is very high end.
It is higher end, especially if you, just like any other skill, if you keep on practicing with it, toying with it, you will learn more and more how to become adept to it.
Totally.
And with the social contrast, it's a play on Jean-Jacques Rousseau's The Social Contract. In our podcast, we basically reflect and analyze certain aspects of culture. Could be literature, could be history, could be music, could even be science research. We talk about the basis of the item that we're discussing, and then we relate to what are the standards of society in contrast to what we're learning from that content. Our first episode, we talked about the history of witchcraft. We talked about, what does it mean? What is the figurative sense of the word witch? What does it mean to be a witch? And we narrowed down that to be a witch is basically to be a rebel, to be an intellectual rebel. And our second episode, we talked about the Grateful Dead. Not mainly its entire history. We talked about its origins and its impact on music, of how it changed standards, of how it was a big part of another revolution in music.
Yeah.
Our third episode, we talked about a book by John Cleese by Creativity, on a different way to look at creativity, how to be creative, or how to notice important aspects of creativity. We don't summarize the whole book. We just nitpick important parts of the book, and then we recommend the book because it's worth putting on the podcast. Same thing with Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. We discussed the four.
That's a great book.
Very good book. It's and one person commented a very good comment that they said. They pointed out that at best, it serves as a social guide, a way how you can function in society without being plagued with any of the toxic atmospheres. And I'm interpreting that comment.
Yeah. I mean, it's I read it probably about 6 months ago, and I think I went through it twice. I did audiobook version, but I did it twice. And man, it was just really resonating, and it just lays a lot of ground, like self-love rules of loving yourself and holding yourself accountable too, and it has, these 4 rules. If you follow them, it'll lead you in a better path.
It does. And it has a lot of, I can't remember if we mentioned in the podcast, but it has a lot of connection to the Eightfold Paths and the Four Noble Truths. And at best, it helps you, the rules help you avoid the toxic atmospheres which might plague your mental health. It's I think I found it to be a very good book. There's some aspects of it, specifically spiritual and mythological concepts from the TalkChe, that I disagree with. I think they can do away with it, but I definitely recommend it as one of the most important books that you should read in your lifetime. If you were to listen to the episode, you'll notice plenty of stuff that you've read about in the book. Our 5th episode is our second music episode. It's about Lo Presher. In our 5th episode, it's going to be coming out latest.
Dad's getting somebody else to write stories for him, I hear.
Latest between May 7th and May 10th. Definitely it's going to be out. We're going to be basically, Thad and I, we organize it, because the thing is, to make it fair between T and I, we had, I picked the first 4 episodes, so it's only fair that Thad picked the next 4 episodes. One of them was about Lo Presher. The other one, which would be episode 6, which it's still undergoing, we're basically going to be covering the history of music and its relationship with civilizations, with people, psychologically, culturally, to see how it's transformed. It's going to be...
Well, Lo Presher is a very good choice there for topic then, because, drum circles, there was a lot of very creative instrumenting. It's going to be pretty awesome, man.
Oh, it's. I think you're going to like it because the way how we plan to do it, how we've done it.
And this is you right here?
Yep, that's in ModernSophist. The way how we've done it was Thad chose 3 songs for Lo Presher, which he believes encompassed the essence and the purpose of the band. Or
Moroccan Hash Dance.
He gave me some...
the Mushroom Song. And is it 3 songs you said?
3 songs.
And I got 2 of them right. And Noah.
You got them all right.
Shut up. I did not. Just stop it.
I can't lie to you.
No, I didn't get any of them right, did I?
No, but those are like what
Dang
you
it.
think that would be known.
Well, those are the ones that, like, when we listen to them in our playlist and all that kind of stuff, those are the ones that it seems like when I'm in the car, if my daughter's in the car, she kind of gets into them too. Our cabin, our intro to the podcast is a big one that we all sing along.
Even my favorite Lo Presher song. Sorry.
I like ice a lot. I like a lot ice in my mouth when I'm podcasting.
Cordell?
Yeah.
You can see about getting my lunch.
Jesus. That was great.
I'd rather not, or would not. Hannibal reference. So,
I gotta have a big old stack of pillows if I'm asleep with a dude.
That one stays. I just adjusted all my little soundboard thing, and I got rid of all the other ones. But that one I just can't get rid of, man. And just the reaction I get every time that I do it. It's great.
Oh my gosh, my drink.
You got me on this one.
So
I'm worried about podcasting at Thad's house, so I'm just looking. I just don't know what's going to happen.
Scorpion sting.
Yeah.
Even my favorite Lo Presher song was not mentioned in the podcast. I told Thad to, if you were to pick 3 songs that would best summarize or present Lo Presher based on its artistic intentions, its essence, and its message, whether it's politically or artistically, or in this case, it's
Division.
or its division, but also its cause with environmentalism. And so he presented 3
War.
songs. Not war.
Subliminal.
I'm surprised it's not the first one appearing in the
Division. Eat at Joe's.
It's division. Wait, we said division.
not division.
Division.
Chicama. Hanging out with the Chicamas. I know what the Chicamas are.
What is it, Che? Ant
Ant
colony.
Ant Colony. Okay. Good one.
Colony.
That's a good song.
Sneaky Submarines.
Yeah.
Sneaky Submarines. Yeah.
1,000 Friends.
Submarines is a great one.
It's a good one.
1,000 Friends is a good one.
Ant Colony was the first one that I've heard when I was a kid. That was the very first Lo Presher song.
Yeah.
That was my parents would always play it on the car whenever we're driving to the beach.
I think the NOAA and Halfway Gold. 6 Mile Creek was probably our first favorite song, the one that we really vibed with the most when we got this
Cool.
playlist going.
My Chris and my
I'm actually already took everyone at Lo Presher songs, and I put it through AI, and I'm creating my own songs, and it's going to be high pressure. Okay, and it's going to be by Lamp and Media Studios.
all right.
And we're nothing like the Lo Presher guys. We're doing all of our stuff AI, like that's animated, and they look exactly like, the Lo Presher guys in my animated series, but it's totally different. So just so you know,
You know what genre of music it is? It's anticyclone. It's anticyclonic.
exactly.
Well, I mean, that's the Cyclone was one of the.
That's the A for AI.
Oh, not just that, but
Anti.
Isn't that what Jimmy Beach thought of when you guys conceived the name?
Our guy's Pimmy Reach. Yeah.
Typical anticyclone weather. Yeah,
The bells of the Willy Go-Go.
Yeah, saying it with the beard, for some reason I thought of Darwin for some reason.
yeah, for sure. I forgot. Low pressure, spiral, galaxy, hurricane, your sync, all that path of least resistance.
We sell our music in the Wax blockchain. It's a very nice crypto area. Safe money.
The
Anti-environment as well.
Hate on our high pressure.
Yeah. I don't know those guys, really.
We were engaged in the Battle of Antietam.
Yeah. Lead singer's name's Rad.
In the
He's pretty awesome.
Zone.
Yeah.
But, that's our new podcast, Social Contract.
Rad Manston.
Right. Rad Manston.
That's good.
I don't. Never mind.
Cousin's Mad Ransom. Mad Rancid.
Well,
He's got a bro named Skunk Geyser.
Yeah.
Skunk Geyser.
Old Scoot McGrew.
They call me Old Faithful. That's why my last name is Geyser.
Oh, man. You want to talk about childhood traumas?
Okay.
Old geezer. Old Faithful geezer guy. That geezer. And it wasn't the kids. The teachers did not know how to pronounce geyser. So they would go, geezer? Geezer? And they would say it like it trying to be German or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was geyser. And everybody. And that would start happening. And then, and when I was little, man, I had a fucking nose, bro. Like I had a rocker, dude. I had like the largest nose in school. My brother now holds the biggest nose in our family. Like my grandpa Hubert. I don't know if you knew my grandpa Hubert that.
Was he also at the old factory?
He smelled a lot of things very well.
Cool.
With that, what did you just say?
At the old factory, right?
So in other words, you were a nosy family.
Yeah, we were very nosy.
Yeah.
But man, when I was young, man, it was like way. So that Steve Martin movie was my saving grace.
Roxanne.
Yeah, because there was one scene, and I swear to God, this is the total truth. Is I was kind of in my head about that shit. Like you're 7, 8 years old, and everybody's calling you geezer. And like not like I was like being like really picked on and hit on this every day, but when people would say it, I'd go home and go like, motherfuckers, like why are you making fun of my name? Steve Martin. I can smell. I can wake up here in America and smell the coffee in Brazil, and he just started. My nose was on time, but I was 15 minutes late. And he was doing all these self-deprecating jokes in this crowd, and they were just eating it up, and they loved him for it. And I was like, whoa. So he turned it against him.
Yeah, it was based
I needed to turn it against him.
That's Cyrano?
Cyrano de Bergerac. You saw it's based on the French play Cyrano de Bergerac.
Okay.
There's this musketeer and soldier. His name is Cyrano de Bergerac.
And that's what he's probably doing in the movie. He's probably playing that as his...
That's one of the most famous scenes in the play.
Oh, wow.
He is aware that he has a very long nose.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm glad I brought it up now because this is something I didn't know.
It's my favorite play. And he's in love with this new woman named Roxanne, and he wants, even though they've known each other since they were children, but he's always self-conscious of asking her out because of his nose. But when it comes to other people making fun of his nose, he shows pride. He's only self-conscious around her. And there's a scene where this French count or vicomte, he makes fun of Cyrano, and he says, "Sir, your nose is rather large." And he says, "Rather? Is that all? I mean, you're an uneducated person. You could have said a bunch of things in front of me. Why waste your opportunity?" He says, for example, aggressive. "Sir, if that nose was mine, I would have amputated on the spot." Or kindly, "When did they unveil the monument?" Or epic. "Was this the nose that launched 1,000 ships?" And he started basically demonstrating different ways he could have insulted him. Mm-hmm. And he says, "Oh, these are a bunch of ways that you could have insulted me if you had any education. But since you don't, there are only 3 letters that describe you. ASS. S." To which he calls him a barbaric uncultured fool, and he says, "Nice to meet you, and I am Cyrano de Bergerac."
Wow.
So it's just one of the best way how you can handle bullying,
Yeah.
just by giving them a taste of their own medicine. So the Steve Martin remake is they only did it with darts. Or the guy, he says, "However, wherever the dart lands on the board, that's how many insults I can think of."
Yeah.
Lands on the 20, so he thought of 20 insults.
It was awesome. It was like, and Steve Martin captures me in one other movie. I feel in this movie he has the best pickup line I've ever witnessed in a movie, and it was awesome. My Blue Heaven.
I heard of that movie.
My Blue Heaven. He's got the suit, and he's all like, Italian mobster kind of guy, and he's at the, he walks into this grocery store, and the music playing. It's all like nice, smooth, and all of a sudden, this bombshell woman is walking down the frozen food section with her cart, and the music gets all sexy and kind of wild, and he's like, "Oh, okay," and then he walks up, and he's like, "Honey, you shouldn't be in the frozen food section, And she's like, "Well, why?" And he's like, "Because you will melt all this stuff." And she just like falls right into his arm. She falls right into his arm. And then they just walk away together in one cart, like get rid of the cart and just go. And I was like, man, look at this guy.
I remember.
I love that scene.
The first movie I saw was Steve Martin. He played that sadistic.
That guy.
I'd never seen I never even heard of this movie.
You wanted to see my doppelganger as a kid?
Sure.
You see his co-host there? Mm-hmm. Or his buddy? What's his name?
Rick Moranis?
Yeah, go to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's your doppelganger?
You'll see.
No, the first movie I saw was Steve Martin. He played that sadistic dentist in Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, yeah.
I saw him in the movie.
He's so many, man. I just watched one with Lori. We talk about it all the time.
So
go to the images part on the top there. Okay. Okay, hit that picture on the bottom left there with all of them shrunk with the neighbors, with the kid in the yellow hat and all them. No, back. Yeah, right there.
That's your doppelganger? That
was me as it like in my 18, 17, 16. That looked a lot like me. And if you go back again on that, if you can, go back one. Like on now, hold on. Go to this right here. That's him a little bit older, and it doesn't look as much like me right there. But the younger version of that neighbor, my ex-wife, she would get me. She goes, "You look just like that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids guy." And I was like, I fought it for a long time. Like, no, I don't. And there was a couple clips that she got me on over the years, and I'm like, yeah, that's you got me. You found me. There ain't many of them, but you found me on that one. Like when you see my pictures when I was 20 with bald hair or short hair and just my facial structure and everything. Totally. Ooh, we get to see all this text. Ooh, who's that? Who are you talking to there? Ooh, 15,665 emails, bro.
Jeez, dude.
How are you going to answer all those emails? Is that why you don't ever read my emails that I send you? I send him emails all the time.
Well, my name's not on them. That's why.
And they all go unread. Like whenever I go look at his emails, there's like 15,000 unread ones on every computer he's got. And they all populate and sync up on every computer. All 15,000.
I'll get it.
He's got like 8 computers for like 1 million emails. And they're all unread.
And I would love to see he at a job with a corporate meeting.
Trying to 2-factor authentication into a fucking account, into a computer or a laptop.
I sent you a memo. Why haven't you opened it? He opens it up on the corporate screen.
He pulls it out of his pocket and it's folded piece of paper and it's folded 15 times and it draws like a dragon on it. And every time it's like one of those origami things, where he goes, doop, doop, pick number 1 or 4. Imagine
a person who communicates their entire life using those things. Whatever answers they get,
like I got him this for Christmas, and this is hilarious to me. I think this is just the best. There's a password book I got him for passwords, and he writes them under desk and on legs of furniture and wood, and he remembers where those passwords are sometimes. But then the password book that he got, where you just put this company or this website and this is login and password, usually the password's like upside down or sideways or on the other page, and you don't know if it's the password for this one or this one really. And you're like, wait a minute. Well, let's go to this page. There's this password. It's the same website with 2 different passwords. It's the best, dude. I love it. Sometimes. I'm like, Monica, can you talk to Thad for me, man? Because I can't figure out these passwords. There's 15,000 of them. It's either Gamhawk, this website, or this website. And you know, it could be any of them. Call the government and see if they can help us. Well, this computer's from 1974, and I think the CEO's dead. I don't know if we can get in now. Let's fucking send a pigeon with a note.
And not even Elizabeth Salander can crack. I never met some man like this before. Who does this?
Do not lick the skin. The beard. The beard will block.
The girl with the tattoo.
Like Loki gave us all licks on the face, all face licks, and then said, "I'm not licking that beard." There's some food in there though. She missed out. Oh man. Whew. Whew.
Double damn.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's it's like you're a genius in so many ways. Musical genius. You have all these thoughts in your head, putting them down organized. It just can't happen, bro.
It just Da Vinci's it.
I'm learning though. Like, you know, like it's interesting. It's fun.
So here's my password, but you're gonna need a mirror because I wrote it backwards.
And then he watches me. I get all like worked up over it. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. We're just gonna figure this out. And then finally I figured out. I go, oh, that was nothing. That was easy. And he's like, well, see, you should have been patient and calm like me just now. I'm like, maybe I'll learn. I'm trying.
Today, Monica called me. She can't find the password. Where is it? It's carved on the table counter. You heard of the Thabinachi Sequence?
Yeah. The fucking Thabinachi. the tribe of the Thabinachis.
Thabinachi Sequence.
Scott's got the scorpion sting out.
Crows can't unlock this mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
This one's part of it.
We were talking about books for a minute in your podcast. And I just want to, before this is over, because we'll kind of end this, I think that was kind of an awesome way, and we'll got a couple more things that we'll finish up before we fully end it. But
I have 50 things to say.
Breath is a book I just finished, and it's you know, like I did the 4 agreements, and then shortly after I picked up this breath book. And I think one of the things I was telling T a while back, I'm like, man, I'm having a hard time. Like I feel like I'm not in rhythm. You know what I mean? Like when people dance, they have a rhythm to them. You kind of have like, you know, built into your DNA, like those numbers in that rhythm set, you know, to do whatever. And I always felt like, you know, I would hold my breath a lot and talk and not continue. Like when a boxer, you know, if you hold your breath when you're a boxer, you're done. You know, you're losing everything you got. And going through this book, Breath, and he goes through just all these different breathing styles and all this different stuff that might help people. Some of it's very difficult. Some of it's, and it really just came down to just breathing through your nose in a very mindful way a few times a day, like 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, there's variations of that, but will just help your health in general. That's the gist of the book, from start to finish. And it goes through so much scientific stuff that I never realized, but it made me more mindful, just like the 4 Agreements did for their purpose, very mindful of my breathing. So like when I catch myself getting stressed out now or a little bit worked up, I try, it doesn't always work, but I try. Breathe, just kind of breathe through your nose a few times. And I just feel like it all kind of makes you more mindful of the situation that you're in at that time. And I just would very much recommend that to anybody.
All right.
It's a very informative book, and it's not super long, and it's like 7 hours on an audiobook. So it's going to, not be too much for the avid reader.
Neat.
I'll give it a look, see?
Topics here. We had, dude, T, this is kind of yours. I'm going to throw this at you before we're done.
What?
What?
Che's heading to Europe?
Oh yeah, we do.
We can judge the Thad. So
Let's do this real quick because when are you leaving?
I'm leaving at the beginning of June.
Okay.
And see family.
And you do it every year?
Every year. See family in Spain, see family in Italy, but I check out an extra place to visit. I'm going to Sweden this year.
Oh, very nice.
Then Sweden, then.
You might not want to come back when you go to Sweden.
Well, that's the thing. That's it's got to be my first time in Scandinavia, so I was already looking forward to it.
I have a comedian that I need you to watch before you go there, and he's going to make you just think about the whole country differently.
All right, what's his name?
Doug Stanhope.
I heard that name.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm yawning over here.
Watch it privately. It's Doug Stanhope Oslo, Oslo.
Oh, like the capital of Norway.
Mm-hmm. And he just has a thing about all the northeastern. He has a real funny joke that it's kind of raunchy, but I think you'll appreciate it.
I'll check it out.
No, you got to. It's great. Well, that's awesome that you're going. This is going to be your second year, so after you're back, we want another recap.
I'll do another recap.
We do have a recap, and I know you're probably going to be taking your podcasting with you this time.
Well, that's the thing. The T said that we can be able to do podcasting over the phone. I would like to post episodes while I'm in Europe. Another series that I'm doing is Letters to the Listeners, where I just post reflections on something that I see or something that I've read. Just like a 5 to 10 minute video on,
Are you bringing a laptop with you?
No, all on my phone and on a journal.
So you'll have a journal with you in your phone.
Yep, that's it.
How are you on like managing space on your phone?
I have like a couple of
and you have a cloud backup and all that?
Plus a cloud backup on it.
I'm going to recommend something to you. You can get like a little addition to your phone, like a little microphone to your phone. I mean, you could use the phone to call T from his place, from the studio and have that long distance conversation, but you're going to pay that, whatever that cost is and everything. What I would recommend, on your phone, there's that voice memo app. That voice memo app, if you get the little speaker connection, and you practice, finding the right place to talk to it, it is beautiful. And it'll record. You could just have that conversation right on your phone. You could sit it down, in some spot and have your book and everything with you and just talk right to it and save that file. And then that's an episode. And that voice memo, you can put that into a cloud. Like we can get you a cloud drive that you can upload it to while you're over there. And then whether it's T or me or whatever, we can throw it into our software and we can, we can edit that sound for you and have it prepared.
I appreciate that. Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like as a team, it'd be a cool experience for us all just to even learn and do all that as well.
And the thing,
but a lot of people don't realize the quality of the voice memo on the phone. If it's just one person and you're not in too loud of a place to where you can kind of, have some privacy. Even if you're in the woods and you hear the nature in the background, it's beautiful. So then you can just sit in a park and have a conversation with the background sound like you have on your show anyway. You know what I'm saying? To give it that vibe, or, you can even throw a little song and something on the background and then pop that voice memo up and talk, and it'll do the same thing.
Which is what I've been doing recently. On our most recent episodes, I've been putting music in the background.
Yeah.
Relevant to the episodes. Like when we did the Grateful Dead episode, we put Grateful Dead music in the background. When we did the John Cleese episode, we put Edward Elgar. When we think of British composers, a Spanish composer for Agreements, and for the Lo Presher one, we first play the song solo without any discussion. Then we talk about the song.
That's great. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear that. I want to share that too, specifically.
But we have tons
on the website and everything, on Lamp and Media and all that.
Oh yeah, I can. I can send you the link as soon as it's posted.
Cool.
We got tons of ideas. Like I said, and the whole thing about my channel is it's all about presenting new forms of art, visual art. Whether it is like with social contrast, we like to jump in and forth, different topics, but at the same central message of how there are aspects outside of social expectations that still work. Whether we talk about literature, music, history, science, same thing with letters to the listeners, or just various forms of reflections.
Cool. Dude, logo? You have like a little logo you've made or anything yet?
T's working on the social contrast logo, but I haven't. I don't have a logo yet.
Well, we'll get that done, and then throw you up on here. We'll get you a link up to the direct link to the podcast. When you're over in Europe and everything, do you bring a camera with you, or just your phone and take pictures of stuff?
I do all my work on my phone.
On Lamp and Media, like my daughter and all of us, she started taking some pictures, and throwing it up on her little Google Photos, So we took a link like on my stuff,
nice.
and just posted pictures under Google Photos. This isn't even the right one. Actually, it's not linking up correctly. Because I've changed it to like a Google Photo kind of setup, and we could throw your name on there and get all your photos.
Thank you.
You know what I mean, and kind of throw it all up onto like a little network there.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And then you could just have to share and all those different types of things. I gotta fix that.
If you like, we can set up a WhatsApp group if you guys use WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the best way for me to send.
I'm in WhatsApp, and I would recommend another just an idea for you is Discord. There's a lot of people on Discord all across the world. Very many the younger crowd, the gaming crowd, the older like tech crowd, like the kids that were like my age in their mid 40s that were big in the internet when it first came out, and computers when it first came out. A lot of those people still stay on Discord, and you're in there all the time, and you can create like a channel, and you almost don't even need a website. You know what I mean? That can be your live environment. Like when you're recording, you could go into a group and have your followers in there and you say, hey, we're going to talk about this today, and then go in and post about it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different avenues to host your podcast now. Huh. And like, let's say you have your favorite music, right? Something that you're talking about in all your episodes. After you get like, 10, 15, 20 episodes, create on YouTube. On YouTube, you can create a playlist because they got YouTube music now, right? Yeah. And when you're hosting on YouTube your episodes, do you pick the music in the background by choosing it through their app, or do you upload the music yourself into the podcast?
I upload the music myself to the podcast. I first read it as a video format.
Okay.
I get the audio from the podcast. I download the images, and then I get after I determine what music I want to use, I add it all to
that's awesome.
InShot, and then after the video's created, I delete all the photos and stuff like that because I
awesome.
know what I need. And
yeah,
that's how I save up on space.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the thing is, the music is the tricky part.
Yeah,
I haven't used. I mean, when I post shorts on YouTube, I think I post like a couple of shorts a month now. Mm-hmm. But when the short's a minute long, you can be able to choose music for it, and without any of those annoying copyright labels or anything.
See, and that's the thing. Like when I do this podcast and I put it on Apple and YouTube and everything, if I was using, like when I do the break, if I'm using music that's copywritten, it'll flag me and take me down. And I haven't done it yet where it's happened, because I just have always used like a local kind of thing. But when you're talking about bigger topics like you're talking about, it's poignant to use that stuff. And that's like, I just don't know how all that works when it comes to YouTube. I always hear people's stuff getting taken down if they do things a certain way.
I've had music,
but I think there's ways to include it in YouTube where it lets you automatically overlay it, and it gives it the proper credit and download where it goes to the thing, but you get to use it and get the credit and the downloads and the play from it at the same time. There's some kind of co-op, and I don't know how it works, but man, as we keep going through episodes, if you ever have questions and things, or any kind of hiccups that roadblock you, man, we'll powwow it and
definitely
and kick butt at it,
Well, I will say that several times I've had when I post my videos within a matter of minutes, there will be a copyright mark that I'm using someone else's music. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mainly posting them just to get the work out there.
Yeah.
A few times I would have these copyright marks where my video is partially blocked, and in some countries it can't be shown.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's like Mr. Beast has some old school episodes. You know how big he is?
Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast is do you ever heard of him?
Mr. Beast, I heard of him,
Yeah. Back in the day when he first started getting popular on YouTube, he had a lot of these little clips and stuff, and he would teach people how to, navigate in a safer environment when it comes to posting your own custom videos without getting them kicked off all the time and everything. And like he actually would found people that could translate every piece of all of his podcasts, all of his words, everything he was putting out there, all of his content. He had people that were translating it in different languages and then reposting it, because he kept having a lot of language issues to where he's like, man, I want Europe to see this, but Europe blocks this part of my show. And there's a lot of other people too, but old videos that will help you now. YouTube will help you navigate your own stuff in the best and coolest way. So whenever you're curious and have like a little bit of on this show, I can't tell you how many times over the years I've had some hiccup or some sound issue or some weird way I did it, to where you just get stuck, in a situation where you don't know how to get out of it.
All right.
And each episode, it's almost like you're learning something new and building up on your tech and your infrastructure of the podcast. It's awesome.
It's part of the journey. It's part of the, when I started, I knew there's going to be new things I was going to be learning about when I'm posting my art on YouTube. Every year I learn something new. Every year I'm doing things much different than the previous year.
Heck yeah, man.
So, and there's nothing to do but to look forward to the next part.
Heck yeah. You'll on YouTube as well, I'll recommend, we created this little playlist, and it's just Central Florida music, and I kind of created a little thing for it. So it takes Lo Presher, all of their music. This Elena girl was someone, I think she's Merritt Island area. But we threw in Cashed Out, the local band that's big around here in T. I got to talk to you about something with that. Flagman, Flagman. We got Kyle Nateman of Miles in here, Mirror Mud. All these local bands. I know, Thad, you got me on one recently. Lydia Can't Breathe. And I'm just throwing them all on this thing on YouTube. And YouTube has such a following that their music just made sense when they finally branched into that. It got me off of Spotify, it got me off of everything. And I don't even think about all that. Apple Music, I liked it, but it was weird. I didn't like the way you had to upload and add songs to your library. It made it too confusing through the iTunes trying to keep it in their little algorithm. YouTube's just better. And I'm telling you, my music that I'm listening to different music a lot more. I got all these different genres, and it's right there. And they have video formats. You can throw a video version or just a music version, and creating little playlists and having these little followings. I'm starting to see that as a big trend on there.
Right.
And if you're, if music's going to be a part of your show, that's just another thing you can add to it, man. A little playlist with all your favorite songs and musics to it. And then while you're sitting there talking, you go, hey, if you like music like I do, here's a playlist that I have out there for everybody. And it's got all of my favorite, pianist. It's got all my favorite, some type of historic music that you maybe are talking about in a theme. And that just gives somebody else another little way to connect with you.
Okay.
And add to your little following, because if people see just things that they like you, boom, it makes them want to follow you.
I'll give it a look.
Heck yeah, man. Well, T, let's table this ghosting thing as the first episode,
and
our first topic next week,
and the word thing.
And let me see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, the awkward words, the filler words.
Good ones about. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a more eloquent way you worded it. I simplified it down a little bit, but
so do we get a culinary update from you?
Culinary wise, let's throw that out there. The raspberries have been very plentiful. Everything else is not. The strawberries have been kind of good outside too. I've been getting a lot of strawberries. So I'd made some jam. Other than that, I haven't really done too much. I know. I think last time you were here, I unloaded a bunch of food on you.
Yep.
And some pork?
We brought meat.
And you brought us the Canaveral hog meat and everything.
Yeah.
That we have not sampled yet. It's in the freezer.
Canaveral.
I've never had hog.
Never?
Not local boar type hog.
That's Summers.
I look forward to it, but I got to pretty much research some recipes and kind of figure out how I want to do this, though.
Any citrus?
Do I want to have people involved? Do I want to take it up to Georgia with me when I go up to the property and grill it, up there? Or do I want to
seek out a citrus-based recipe?
Okay.
Any, whether it's a wild pig or...
like those mojos and some of those orange, like Mexican type of...
more like lemon and lime flavored.
Okay.
My mother once cooked wild pig meat with I don't know. I think they were they were oranges, but I don't think they were ripe. It still tasted good. They had that little bitter.
The sour.
Yeah, they were sour, but it was still good.
Cool.
But in my view, the best recipes for cooking pork is citrusy.
Okay, I'm usually in a crock pot with most of the pork too, man, because it just breaks it down the right way, But we're gonna make a go at that. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Like I remember the first time I got a gator meat, some gator tail from Gator Bill, Mr. Gator Bill. We used to print his T-shirts, man, and he'd bring us in gator meat, and I'd bring it home. Like, I don't know how we cooked this, but we're gonna cook it, and we figured it out, and it was really, really good. So.
You bread it and fry it?
Yeah, just a light breading with an Italian, and man, it came out just excellent. Just fantastic. But if you cooked it too long, it'd get rubbery.
Yeah.
So if you just did it for like a minute on both sides, at a good high heat, man, it would just melt in your mouth. Perfect.
Yeah. Or else you got to chew it forever.
Yeah. And it's just not fun then.
Yeah.
It's like tasting Florida State.
Yeah. Right. So next week we'll get in the art of friend ghosting, making decisions on friends on whether they should stay in your life or not stay in your life. T's going to give us names of who he's thinking about ghosting.
Ghosty and the ghoster.
He wants to tell all. It's going to be a pay-per-view tell all, $49.99 next week. We are going to spill all the dirt of the people that we hate, why we don't like them, and why we're kicking them out of our lives. And if you guys want to be involved on this, let us know.
Or if we might be the kicked outs.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, I'm kicked out of a lot. Yeah, we all are.
I like
the kicked out agains.
We've all had our own,
and it's all for the better for all of us, everybody involved. When people make a decision for that, and it's that kind of spiciness, it's worth it.
We've all been shunned from one group or another.
Shunned. That's good.
I use the proper words.
See?
Who used to do that? It was what religion used to do that?
Oh, the Puritans who came to the America.
Yeah.
If you disagree with me, you're out. That's the Christian thing to do.
Yeah.
You are shunned. That worked out very well. So let's end this.
Okay.
It's been great. 218. What do we think on a title for this one?
Let's see.
Just throwing that out there right
About
now.
weather, social contrast,
Scorpion sting.
Scorpion stings, the restaurants in Titusville,
Che
The password contrast.
password. The sociable contrast.
Yeah, we'll come up with something really good. Or there was what was his name? Rad Manston.
Yeah, Rad Manston.
All right, guys.
Hold out.
I gotta fix that edit to come in a little quieter, and
Yeah.
I gotta put a new intro in, or an outro in there. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming at the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight.
Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.